I'll turn on my volume now. 2.2 is looking at exploring credit card use. So what we're looking at here is the options that are available to consumers when you're looking at credit card options. It says Jaden saw the new sound system he wanted on sale for $2,623.95 with taxes included. He had to buy it on credit and had two options. Use his new bank credit card, which had an interest rate of 14.5% compounded daily. Because this credit card is new, he has no outstanding balance from the previous month. Or he could apply for a store credit card, which offers an immediate rebate of $100 on the price, but has an interest rate of 19.3% compounded daily. As with most credit cards, Jaden would not pay any interest if he paid off the balance before the due date on his first statement. However, Jaden cannot afford to do this. Both cards require a minimum monthly payment of 2.1% on the outstanding balance, but Jaden is confident that he can make regular monthly payments of $110. So which credit card is the better option for Jaden and why? So if we take a look at the bank credit card. Where are we? Okay, so the first one, the bank credit card, is 14.5% interest. Because it's on a monthly, is when your statement comes, so then our number of compound periods are 29 days. Your 30th day is the beginning of the next month and beginning of when the interest charges apply. So our N for this one is 29. Our interest rate for the bank credit card was 14.5%. Present value, so he was paying, or the total that he was borrowing, if you want to say, on his credit card was $2623.95. He plans on making the monthly payments of $110, so that's going to be minus 110. Future value, we're not worried about. Payments per year, so he plans on paying this off with one monthly, so once per year. But our compounds per year, remember the interest is compounded daily, so that's 365. So if you bring up the calculator here, I'm just gonna, won't let me slide it over. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. So, grr. All right, well, it's not going to move for me, so I'm just going to enter it in here. So let me clear this. So I go to my apps, my TVM solver. Okay, so our N is 29. Our interest rate was 14.5. Present value is 2623.95. Payments he was making were 110. Future value, we want it to be 0. It was monthly payments that he was making and daily interest. So if we go back up, interest then hang on, I just have to pause here because something's not right. It's my mistake on here. I had present value of 2623.5 and it was giving me a weird answer. So I just fixed that to 2623.95. So once you've got that information in there, what we want to do is calculate the interest. So if you recall, to do the interest, what we do is we do our apps, we go back to finance, but we want that sum of the interest, so that was that alpha A. Oh, sorry, I have to get out of this before I can do it. So N was 29. Okay, so now I need to quit this first. So second, quit. Now if I do that, and it's going to give me that there, but so if I do my apps, enter, alpha, A, it's going to give me that intersect, so I want the interest from day 1 to day 29. If I hit enter, so my interest is $493.73. So that's for option A. $493.73 is my interest. Oh. Okay, so the store credit card then. So it's the same thing. My interest is based on daily interest, so there's 29 times there. My interest rate for the store credit is 19.33. I'm paying off on the store one because they give you a $100 rebate right away. So instead of paying that $2,600, I'm paying $25.23.95. He's making $110 payments. Future value is 0. Payments are made monthly, but interest is compounded yearly. So if I go back to my solver here, go to my apps, finance math, I want the TVM solver, so I'm changing this one to 19.3. This one is 23.95, and then the rest stays the same. So I quit from here, go back into apps, do my finance. I want the sum of the interest, so from day 1 to day 29. My interest for this one is $657.83. So which is the better option for Jaden? Well, obviously the bank one is better. Even though he gets that $110 or $100 back initially, this is better for him because he's going to pay less interest in the long run. So it says Jaden could make smaller payments each month, or he could pay a different amount each month, as long as each payment is at least 2.1% of the outstanding balance. Why would he choose to make regular payments of $110 instead of the regular payments? So if his amount is $23.95 and he only makes 2.1%, that's the minimum amount that he has to pay, then he's only paying $55.10 every month when you do that math. So he could pay the minimum amount of $55.10, but then that means that he's always going to have more interest to pay every month because his balance is higher every month. So he should choose to make the payments of $110 to pay it off sooner, because 2.1% isn't a very high payment that he's making. So you should choose to make payments of $110 to pay off sooner with less credit. Or less interest, I mean. So it says, with a partner, decide which credit card, his new bank card or the store card, would be a better option if the conditions were changed as described below. Provide your reasoning. So if the store credit card gave you immediately $200 instead of $100, off of your amount, so everything else will be the same, the credit will be the same, and your compounds will be the same. So this is option 1, so I don't know why I have a 28 there instead of a 29. I think it should have been a 20. I just don't think I could read my writing last time. Oh, but it still worked. Okay. For whatever reason, and I can't remember right now, I changed this to a 28. But your interest is 19.3. They're taking $200 off instead, so your present value is 24.23.95. Your payments are 110. Future value is 0. 12 payments a year at 365 compounds per year. So option 2 N is 28, your interest rate, so the store credit offers immediate rebate of $200 and instead of $100, but has an interest rate of 20.3. So 24, 23.95. Your payments are still 110, still compounded, or payments are monthly, compounded daily. And then option 3, Jaden's new bank credit card has an interest rate of 13.5 instead of 14.5 compounded daily. So interest rate is 13.5. It's not taking anything off of the total. Payments are still going to be 110. Future value is 0. Compounded, or payments are monthly, compounded daily. So if you put these, each one you'll have to do separately, and I'm not going to do those steps, but you put this into your calculator, hit that quit button, and then go into, so it's going to be quit, and then your apps, and then we want the solver, but we want the sum of interest. Oops, that's a really bad one. So for this one, your interest would be $599.34. For this one, sum of the interest is $641, and 93 cents. And for the bank one with a little bit lower interest rate, the sum of the interest is $451.35. So you can see the lower interest rate is the better option. Unless they really increase the amount that they're rebating you, it doesn't help you to have that. It's better off to go with the lower interest rate. So option 3 is his best bet. That's the one he should do. Oh, is there another one? I seem to be missing a page. Oh, that is this page. Oh, I have a duplicate on mine of the same page. Okay, so that's going to be taking a look at comparing the store credit. So whenever you're doing these, you're going to want to look at the sum of your interest when you're comparing credit cards to figure out which one is going to be the better deal, because it might look good on paper to have that rebate given to you, but it might not make a big enough difference into what you're paying in the interest. And anytime you can pay more than the balance on your credit, than the minimum balance, then the better off you're going to be, because you're going to be paying out more onto your principal, which means you're going to have less interest. So it says incentives and promotions are often offered to, or sometimes offered to get people to use the credit card, so like cash rebates, low interest rates, no annual fees, or all those things. The full cost of borrowing should be considered before making a decision about using a credit card. So if you can't pay off that balance monthly, like the whole balance monthly, then you have to take a look at what is the interest rate. They're almost always on credit cards compounded daily. So you get the first 28 or 29 days for free interest, and then on that day you pay interest on everything. So credit cards use a minimum amount to be paid back each month based on a percentage. If there is no balance from the previous month, then the new balance is paid off in full, then no interest is charged. If a credit card does not have an outstanding balance and is used for a single purchase, it can be treated as a loan. The purchase price is the principal borrowed. The regular payments can be used to pay off the balance. So the cost of using credit is not just the amount of interest. There are incentives such as cash rebates that reduce the amount that you borrow. That may end up costing more in interest, but result in a lower total loan payment amount. So sometimes that rebate means that you pay back less per month, but you're still paying out, in the end, more in interest.